Welcome to Amateur Decorating Like a Pro. I am Catherine. We have here the Wesley Hall Camden style sofa. This one's my favorite. And they have other colors and selections as well. It's a camelback style sofa. This one is mine. We've had it for over 11 years. So now I would like to update the seat cushion and the pillows. And yes, I'm going to do it myself. So I cut a piece of this sample here in the bottom of the couch. I took it with me and I got as close as I could. I ordered 7 yards of this fabric from Forsyth Fabrics in Atlanta. Yeah, it was quite a struggle, guys, because they no longer carried it, but I just happened to have that sample for 2 years. And yeah, it had increased in price. The seat cushion is in great condition and it is stuffed with feathers. The simplest way for me to do this is to study the current cover. And I'm looking at how it is made. So I'm looking at the measurements I need. I need the height, I need the width, I need the depth of that band. I need to know how wide that needs to be because I'm just going to do the same thing. This zipper I could never ever find any place, not one this long. So I might as well use a second option, which is going to be velcro. I'm not going to add these rings with these little hooks attached to them. That's what secures the cushion to the couch. I placed the cover on the floor and I took 3 measurements. The width, the length, the depth. I ordered 7 yards. As I stated earlier, it's 56 inches wide. So I've got to maximize every inch of this fabric. I unrolled it and then I folded it back on top of itself. You see that fold is along the bottom of the table here, the long way. This is the best way for covering a long sofa cushion. And all of your grain lines are going to be straight and the grain of the fabric is going to be flowing in the same direction. You do it a little bit differently if you were sewing velvet. I secured my fabric with pins and then I marked where I was going to cut. Now here I'm cutting the top and the bottom pieces of the new seat cushion cover. They're pinned together and it's very easy to cut them all at once. Now, even though that salvage edge, that very rough edge on the other side is there, I did not include it in my measurements because it's not a part of the actual fabric that's going to be exposed. It's going to be stitched together. Now, I'm also not cutting that other long piece that's left over there. I strategically left that way because I'll need a long piece of fabric to make the band that goes completely around the seat cushion. And I also need it to be long for the chair covers. The band of the seat cushion is going to consist of 3 pieces of fabric. There'll be 1 piece across the front and halfway down the sides of the seat cushion. The other 2 will also connect along the side and fully across the back. That's where you're going to have the opening to insert the seat cushion in the very back. So as you can see, I have my markings here for both bands and I have allowed for a 6-inch band and 5/8 of an inch seam allowance for the top and the bottom of the band to connect to the fabric, the top of the seat cushion and the bottom of the seat cushion. This is what I mean that when you get your cuts, you might have a long strip of fabric left that's kind of jagged, but do not cut that jagged piece of fabric until you've made everything that's important in your design. That's your big pieces. And then you can use that large piece right here to do pillow covers or trim out a tablecloth or do a window treatment or something like that. I just wanted to make sure that I had everything that I needed. So I took all of my pieces to the couch. I laid them out, top, bottom piece, front band, back 2 pieces for the velcro opening and the velcro. Then headed to the ironing board and I pressed open the edges for my velcro. I want this process to be as simple as possible. I pinned my velcro in place. It is not the adhesive velcro, it is the sew on velcro. I think I need to clarify that. The reason I'm not talking a lot about numbers or anything like that is because my seat cushion could be completely different from yours. So you'll have to take your measurements for your band, add the 5/8 of an inch seam allowance to all of the edges and do that yourself. But I'm showing you how easy it is for you to have this done in your home on a simple sewing machine. Now take note, this is the front band. It's going to wrap around the front of the seat cushion along the sides. And these two on the right are the back bands. They are together the same width. And I did want to sew the velcro along the edge of the fold. I went in about 1/4 of an inch. As I stated earlier, I stitched down both edges of the velcro. This is a thick fabric, so I am using a needle designed to sew upholstery and heavy denim and fabrics like that. You want to take your time with these projects because you want them to be done right, and you're more likely to make mistakes when you're rushing them. I did that. I was rushing the band process, and right here is where I should have stopped when I assembled one side completely, because I sewed the entire thing together. I placed it on the cushion, and what it did was pull the cushion too tight, and that way it was kind of crunching up the cushion. So when I went to apply one of the top or bottom pieces, it basically meant that I had to make an adjustment. It was just too tight. So leave one end open, and then you can pin it closed, and then you can take it to the sewing machine and stitch it there after you've gotten a good fitting on that band. Okay? I think I made good sense there. I hope I did. This is my old trick for getting the corners consistent. I just use a quarter, place it in a corner, especially if it's a couch. Use a nickel if it's like a chair. You want to get it small and compact. And I just trace around it with my chalk. That makes that line easy to follow. And then you do the top and the bottom, line up with that dart sticking out, and you'll get these things even every single time right there on the point. Right there on the point, guys. Place that quarter there, trace it out with chalk, and you'll be good to go. Now here I'm stitching one of the top or bottom pieces to the band. Again, I should have left one side of that band open. I can't stress that enough. Because I'm still doing regular fittings onto the seat cushion, I did not attach the top or the bottom of the band in the back to the seat cushion. That way I can tighten up my seat cushion cover with a wider seam allowance. Okay, this is it. We have turned the fabric inside out, and we're making all of the final stitches. And it fits like a glove. Really, really snug. This fabric is going to stretch out in just a little bit. You want to have that cushion a little snug when you first make it. As far as top stitching along the seams, that is optional. A lot of your modern pieces do not have top stitching at all. Now, honestly, this was about me not wanting to take the time to look for a long zipper, but the advantage of using this Velcro allows me to tighten the cushion a little bit tighter with that overlap, and that's what I really, really love about this. I could call this a done project right here, but I went back and I did the top stitching, and I'm going to go ahead and share that with you. This is how the sides look. And remember, I mentioned that I cut one side a little bit too soon, so I had to add that piece in there to get it right. Now this top stitching was a little too far away from that seam, and it made it look homemade. So I went back and I did it closer to the seam. As you can see here on the top, it looked a whole lot better. And one indication to help you determine what size top stitching you should make is to look at what's already there. You see on the couch on the bottom, very narrow. So that really cinched it for me. Now I think this looks great. If I may say so myself, it looks a little professionally done on a sewing machine that's very small and at home. So you can see the direction that I want to go in. I am recycling all of these pillows and I'm making new pillow covers. There will be a video about that. I just borrowed one of the seat cushion pieces before we applied it to the seat cushion, and I wrapped it around this pillow just so you can see the direction. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I tried to keep it simple because your cushion could be different from mine, but nevertheless, if you can sew a straight line, you can make a seat cushion cover. The next video is going to be about taking parts of a chair and just recovering like the back and the seat of a chair and not taking everything fully apart. So we're going to see how we can cheat with getting that project done as efficiently and quickly as possible. If you're not a subscriber, please consider doing so today. Press the subscription button and ring the bell. That way you will be notified when I have uploaded the very next video. Thanks a lot for watching. And as always, stay in prayer and stay creative.